your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy.
844-WB-BUILT.
Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in stand and seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's
844-WB-BUILT.
That's 844-WB-BUILT.
You find yourself searching for a reputable air conditioning company?
Don't sweat, call Brett.
I'm Crystal Casey with Brett Air Conditioning. For over 45 years, our motto has been, don't sweat, call Brett. We are a family-owned business with a great reputation. Whether your AC needs maintained, serviced, or replaced, we are here to serve you. So stop searching and join the Brett Air family today. You can find us online at brettairconditioning.com or call us at 239-566-3633. 239-566-3633.
If you don't love your AC company, call Brett Air right now. Find them online at brettairconditioning.com or like them on Facebook.
Don't sweat, call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
We've got you covered. Coming and going.
Drew Steele mornings. Trey Radel on the drive home at 5.
92.5 Fox News.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station. 92.5 Fox News.
He'll wake up in the White House. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Biden's back from the week-long trip that ended with his meeting with Russia's leader.
We should be able to cooperate where it's in our mutual interest.
That includes arms control, but the president says he did press Vladimir Putin on human rights and cyber attacks.
I talked about the proposition that certain critical infrastructure should be off limits to attack, period, by cyber or any other means.
Fox's Simon Owen has more live.
Dave, the Kremlin is describing yesterday's summit as positive, echoing remarks made by the two presidents before they left Geneva. Russia says it intends to send its ambassador back to Washington soon in an effort to improve relations. But whether anything changes on trickier subjects remains to be seen. President Putin spoke to reporters after the meeting and refused to take any responsibility for cyber attacks, election interference, or a crackdown on dissent. Dave?
Simon, many Republicans were critical of the Biden-Putin summit. Former President Trump told Fox's Hannity,
I think it was a good day for Russia. I don't see what we got out of it.
Later this month, the former president will visit the border in Texas amid a surge of migrants coming here. He'll be joined by GOP Governor Greg Abbott, who claims
the Biden administration has abandoned the idea of security at the southern border. So he says Texas will step up to protect itself. That includes plans for the state to build its own border wall. Governor Abbott announced a $250 million down payment, which would allow the state to hire a project manager and start the job.
Fox's Anita Vogel. President Biden plans to sign into law today a new federal holiday, the day after the House joined the Senate approving Juneteenth. It marks June 19, 1865, when the last slaves were freed in Texas. A man in Minneapolis who police say was drunk when he drove into a crowd of people protesting the recent police shooting of a black man has been charged with murder for killing a woman. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Thursday morning, a very wet start out there. Take it slow on the roads and leave plenty of extra time for you to get where you need to go today. We're going to see areas of localized flooding, especially in Collier County this morning. So take it slow, 75-41, running up to speed so far this morning. No crashes to report out across Collier, Lee, or Charlotte counties. Everything on Alligator Alley is flowing nice and smooth as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a cloudier start this morning with a few showers, expect some scattered rain and thunderstorms to develop yet again for this afternoon. Be on the lookout for localized flooding after the heavier rain that we had yesterday. Things finally begin to wind down as we head into tonight. Friday should be drier with just some isolated storms towards the afternoon. Highs because of that will be warmer as we will be back into the lower 90s. The weekend ahead looking drier and hot for Saturday with the high of 93 and isolated storms. Some scattered thunderstorms possible for Father's Day. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and, when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
This week at Rockstar Harley, buy any pre-owned Harley and get a $1,500 gift card. Finance specialists on site to get you approved. Get a $1,500 gift card with the purchase of any pre-owned Harley at Rockstar Harley now through Sunday. Purchase of new Harley motorcycle.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need an expert to help navigate that home loan process, Rocket can.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company. But all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free total inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free total inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free total inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
Things seem to get more expensive as the years go by. Take groceries. Prices are up by 36%. And keeping up with your health, that's up too by 54%. But did you know at FPL what you pay for energy has gone down 10% over the last 15 years? And they're not cutting corners either. They're investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. See how we're keeping your bill lower than most states at fpl.com/value.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com. That is the website. Steele has 3 E's. You just go to the website, and it's mobile-friendly. Your phone, your smart device, whatever you would like. Some people like to watch on Facebook. Okay, that's fine for the time being at Drew Steele Radio. All right, coming up this morning, we got a lot to dig into. Yeah, look, you really thought it was a summit? You thought that the getting together of Putin and Biden wasn't going to be he said, she said after the fact, behind closed doors, the experts who I don't know how you trust the quote unquote experts anymore saying, oh, it's going to go 5 hours. It's going to be long and involved. Did you really think Joe Biden basically steps up to a microphone and says, I just want everybody to. You thought it was going to be 5 hours. You thought that something substantive was going to come out of this. Of course not. But what it did do is something that the former president mentioned on Hannity's program last night, and that is give Putin a world stage with plenty of reporters around who were going to do what Putin does best. And for those that think that it was an unusual situation when the reporters, the U.S. reporters getting there, 10 or 15 minutes early to show up for the presser with Biden having a chance to step up to the microphone, only to be disrupted by the Russian service there and that kind of scrum that was going on beforehand that we heard about. And that's KGB 101. I mean, the kind of things that Putin was able to do yesterday was a lot of the 101 of the things that everybody is concerned about when you have somebody like Vladimir Putin who is going to be given a platform, a microphone, a stage. And what have I said for the past couple of days about this is that if you're going to do that, you can expect that he's going to do what everybody else across the globe is doing, which is watching CNN at an airport, watching the mainstream legacy fake news media spew the fakeness and spew the hatred for the former president, spew the hatred for this country, spew the hatred for the issues when it comes to law and order and Republicans and conservatives, bad, and January 6th and the insurrection. And you didn't think that he was going to use that against us? Of course he did. And that's exactly what happened. I'll play some of the audio. I don't want to get too much into the Putin audio because there's enough propaganda there for others to put out. On the other side of it, you had Joe Biden, who can somebody hand him a Declaration of Independence? Can somebody just actually give him the words so we don't have to? I mean, if they're going to hand him a list of reporters that he can call on, can somebody just, at the end of the day, can we just hand him a declaration, please?
The idea is we hold these truths self-evident, that all men and women, we haven't lived up to it completely, but we've all...
Stop! Seriously. Just hand it to him. Or tell him not to say it. Well, it doesn't make a difference if you tell him not to say it because he's going to say it anyway because Joe Biden's not listening to... I mean, that's pretty much what it is. And again, both on the world stage, everybody gets to see it. And I don't know, I guess Joe Biden handed him as a gift to Putin, a pair of aviator sunglasses and Nord Stream 2. And Nord Stream 2, for those that don't understand, and again, there's other things to talk about this morning, but I just wanted to bring this up. Nord Stream 2 is going to supply Germany with energy. Nord Stream 2 is going to allow Russia once again to be a major player in a world where very few are going to do anything when it comes to the green energy, the Green New Deal from the experts.
I'm not the expert.
Exactly. And AOC and Bernie Sanders. And where's Bernie been?
This is what you do.
Yeah, we know he hasn't been around, but he doesn't have to be because they're doing everything he wants. That these countries, Russia, Iran, China, they're not going to go green. They're going to continue to do what we should be doing instead of reversing course. They're going to be moving full steam ahead, supplying energy to places like Germany and other countries. And the point of it is very simple. It's very easy to understand. Nothing is going to happen with Russia or China on the world stage, the kind of things that everybody wants. We got to have sanctions. We got to do something against Russia. I mean, the cybersecurity issue, this the ransomware and coming from Russia, and we've got to stop them. And the kind of issues that we have with human rights issues and Navalny and political dissent and what they do to the dissenters there in Russia and how outrageous that is. Do you not understand that nobody is going to help us? We're going to have to go at this alone. Because there are countries where it's not in their best interest to do what we want them to do. It's just, I hate to say it, but it's just the fact, Jack, that it's not in the world's best interest for us to step up and say, well, we want to, we're going to hit Russia hard on this cybersecurity issue. What do you think Germany's going to say? Yeah, you know what? When it comes to our energy and the things we do with Russia, and China, Huawei and 5G and all the telecommunications and the things that are going, UK and France, and we're good. We're good. Can't do anything. At least this is what I believe. The people that I talk to, and maybe I'm wrong. The people I talk to are pretty wise, and I think they agree that you're not going to have any kind of major change when it comes to these countries unless two things happen. Unless you're willing to go it alone, and this administration is not, or you can get consensus, world consensus, where many, many countries go against one and have had enough. And it's not in their interest. So what do? I mean, in this situation, you get a new administration, and that's a good idea. All right, so we're going to get to all of that audio coming up. Also, I saw this headline just this morning, and I want to maybe talk about this a little bit. Is this true? This came from Hot Air. Scientists who signed a letter supporting the lab leak theory. Remember, there were scientists recently that supported the idea that the virus, the vid, came from a lab in China, Wuhan to be exact. Said that they didn't speak out sooner. They knew this, but they didn't speak out sooner because. Do I need to give you the answer to that? Would you like to guess? Yeah, because we didn't want to ally with the orange man because he's bad. Again, don't tell us that politics don't have to play in life and death decisions. And I could make the case that nationally and even in this state that you can make that case. And then how politically everything plays in, even local politics. Just don't do it. And how there are people that so desperately hated Donald Trump, so desperately hate this governor, that they're willing to do things to the detriment of the people, the citizens in their municipalities, in their state, in this country, just to make a point. That's like evil. Is it not? I mean, maybe not evil. Yeah, maybe. All right, so we'll get to that story. I wanted to let everybody know that food injustice is the latest injustice. What's food injustice? Wait till you find out, and I'll give you a hint. Something that you believe is as American pie. Well, I just gave it away. I was just going to say that you can. The one thing that you would say is the most American thing that you can think of, apple pie. Who doesn't love apple pie? Jake, when I say apple pie, you're thinking of 4th of July. 4th of July, you're ready for some fireworks. You're ready for some apple pie. And Jake's favorite food on the grill. I'm giving you an opportunity.
Oh, steak.
Steak on the grill. Really?
Or some asparagus.
Are you saying that because I like asparagus and we brought that up the other day?
Honestly, asparagus is pretty good on the grill.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I've never grilled asparagus. Never grilled it. No.
No, you gotta try that.
No, I can't figure out how to get the asparagus to not fall through the cracks.
You want to know? Aluminum foil.
Well, I know that. You're not really good with the. When I try to, you're not helping.
Sarcasm is not my middle name.
That's for sure. I know. I also know some other things that are not your middle name. Like, I can't not wear a backward hat to work. Jake, I cannot wear.
And you'll pick on me for having a man bun. So
I'm not picking you on. You've got a man bun?
I could. I'll do it right now.
No, please don't. Please don't.
That's why I don't do it.
239-479-5592. Do you want to take a break and then come back with the audio, or do you want to just go into the audio? Let's just go. Let's take a break, and then let's do that. That's fine. There's a lot going on. We'll get to the audio of a little bit of Putin, a lot of Joe Biden, and something that he said that has a lot of people talking. How do you give Vladimir Putin a target list of places that you don't want being hit by a cyber attack? Like, how do you say, hey, don't hit these 16 places, please? Who does that? Well, Joe Biden does it, and we'll explain why that's such a bad idea. Coming up. Stay bright, 92.5. Fox News, right all along with traffic. Is it? Okay, it's Therese O'Shea.
Good Thursday morning. A crash-free commute so far, but a very slick drive out there all across Southwest Florida. So give yourself extra time on the roads if you can this morning. 75 running up to speed. Just seeing delays starting to build right now closer to the Collier-Lee County line. No problems out on Alligator Alley making your way toward the East Coast. Our bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers running at about 2-3 minutes in each direction, and clear conditions on the bridges in and out of North Fort Myers and downtown. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a cloudier start to the day, expect additional rounds of scattered rain and thunderstorms develop for this afternoon, with temperatures topping off in the middle 80s. Things wind down as we head into tonight, drier for your Friday with some isolated storms and a high of 91 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
92.5 FoxNews.com.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Victoria's Secret does away with its famous Angels supermodels. The New York Times reports the lingerie company instead launched a campaign with high-profile women known for their accomplishments rather than their figures. General Motors raises its bet on electric. It's increasing spending on electric and self-driving vehicles to $35 billion through 2025, as well as planning to build 2 battery factories in the U.S. U.S. car rental prices may double by August amid a nationwide shortage. The average daily cost to rent a car in the U.S. jumped to a record $63.75 last month, and stocks fell after the Federal Reserve indicated it expects to raise interest rates by late 2023. The Dow dropped 265 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
Only T-Mobile for Business uses unconventional thinking to help businesses realize new possibilities, like our WFX solutions enabled by our nationwide 5G network that help teams stay connected and productive where work happens. We also provide an award-winning customer experience and first-class benefits with every plan. Get unmatched network support and value without any trade-offs at T-Mobile.com/unconventional. Capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or features. See T-Mobile.com.
The top 3 reasons why you should have quartz countertops from Rock Solid.
1.
Quartz countertops are truly elegant, practical, durable, and with Rock Solid's unbelievable price and selection makes for the best overall value.
2.
Quartz countertops from Rock Solid will never stain, are maintenance-free, and carry a lifetime warranty.
3.
Here's Natalie from Naples.
Every time I look at my quartz countertops from Rock Solid, it makes my heart smile.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Just your smile.
Goodbye, pest. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug.
Call the boys and National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Goodbye, pest. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946 no bug. Call the boys and National Exterminators at 239-46-NO-BUG or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high rate credit cards, car loans, or other high interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Well, I guess the overall is we didn't get anything. We gave a very big stage to Russia, and we got nothing. We gave up something that was unbelievably valuable. I stopped the pipeline, Nord Stream, and that pipeline was stopped, and it was given back, and nothing was gotten for it.
That was the former president of the United States from Hannity's program last night, talking about the Biden-Putin summit. I'll take one exception to what the former president said. He said Nordstrom. It's not a Nordstrom, Nord Stream. But he says it so fast, it sounded like Nordstrom, which would be weird if Nordstrom was doing oil pipelines for Russia. That would be very strange. Although it'd probably be very, very expensive. And pretty fancy. The kind of thing where you drink a beer and you hold your pinky up while you're drinking it kind of thing. All right, 239-479-5592, and he's right about that. It gave Putin a world stage. It gave him a stage to say a lot of things that were propaganda and use things against the United States to not answer questions, to have the world look again at us, unfortunately, and say, hey, you seem to be a problem as well. As a matter of fact, I often go to an airport and hear how bad you are. And now it's the... It's Vladimir Putin saying the same thing, and he's making you got American media who says America stinks and Republicans stink and Trump stinks and everything stinks and we're awful, and then you've got Vladimir Putin saying the same thing after people are trying to go after him on specific issues, and how do you think that plays out worldwide? Because there are some people that are actually paying attention. And to the former president's point, you've got Nord Stream 2. That Biden decided to waive all the sanctions, and then you have, of course, the Keystone XL, and what does he do there? Kills a lot of jobs and the like, and we're not supposed to, think anything bad of that. But in just a little while, I want to get to the cybersecurity issue because Vladimir Putin was asked about that. Of course, he's going to give non-answers. Did you think he's just going to come out and say, yeah, we did it? As a matter of fact, he said quite the opposite. He said that we said that everything emanates from this country. So you have that. You have the going after the media by Joe Biden. And that moment, a couple of different moments that happened. And again, this all plays on a world stage, everybody. So we'll have the audio breaking it down for you coming up.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. You know the real estate market's really hot right now, but for how long? Well, nobody really knows. I mean, if people don't catch up on their mortgage payments.
All right, hey, morning crew. All right, good to see you. And I haven't done this in a couple of days, so I thought I would just check to see who is here from the morning crew because I'm not really sure. Once again, I'm getting weird numbers, very strange numbers on my screen to see who's here and who's not here. And so I'm kind of coming to you to see who's here so I know the real who's here as opposed to these strange numbers that I'm seeing. All right, so roll call this morning. Everybody ready? If you are watching at drewsteele.com, if you just go down to the bottom into the comments and just say here, you can do that on your smartphone, smart device, whatever it is. If you are watching even on Facebook, if you want to let me know you're there as well. So we'll just do a short little roll call and see who's here. All right, starting first. John Mill is here. Good morning, all. I can't see what that picture is. Sorry, it's a little. It's not you. It's my thing. All right, Jimmy Bravlick. Good morning. Oh, Gator Lynn is here. That's right. Good morning, Gator Lynn. There's Jimmy. All right. Good morning, everybody. All right, Jude is in Lehigh. Now that's a nice picture right there on the bed. That's the kind of picture where you look and say, "Can I go there? Can we just go hang out there?" All right, let's see who else is here. All right, hold on, I gotta scroll through. All right, let's see. Terry's here from the Great Washington State. Terry, good to see you. Philo is here. I'm gonna mess that up until okay. Ken's here. All right, good to see you. Ann is here as well. Good morning, Ann. John, you came in twice. Okay, that's okay. That's all right. Just wants to be noticed twice. All right, Ed is here. He says good morning to Jake as well. Very nice. Thank you for not excluding Jake, Gary. Good morning. Good to see you here. Reg is here as well. Laura's here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. See, there's no way you could not say good morning without taking the OD out. It's just natural. All right, Jane's here. Good to see you. Happy Thursday is Sandy. And Marsha with the mustache cat, of course, is here. Good to see you. Ann's in Naples, by the way, in case we didn't know. And now we do. That is good. James. Good morning, James. Good to see you, sir. And Anna's in the bakery. Oh, when can I take you guys bread? Hey, Jake, Anna at the bakery wants to know when she can bring us some bread. I know, like what? I have to send... Well, it's just because we're locked up. We got to send... I'd have to leave you outside and have you collect it. So Jake is like... Yeah, all right. We'll tell... Yeah, you know where we are. Just Google where we are and then just let us know. And then Jake will go outside and... but you got to let us know ahead of time. Like way ahead of time. All right, okay. All right, I got to get back to this. There's a lot going on. Thank you for checking in this morning. We'll be back in just a minute.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. The House and Senate passed a law making Juneteenth a federal holiday.
Juneteenth refers to June 19th, a day back in 1865 when U.S. soldiers ordered folks in Texas to grant their slaves freedom. More than 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation was signed.
Fox's Kevin Cork. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Thursday morning, we're watching a crash right now in Lehigh Acres at Alvin Avenue and Lee Boulevard, tracking delays north and southbound through the intersection. So if you're heading out toward Buckingham or into Lehigh, keep in mind, going to be very slick out there, and we're seeing possible roadblock with that crash scene. Also keeping an eye on delays building across Cape Coral Parkway at Del Prado Boulevard, starting to slow down into Daniels Parkway in Fort Myers, seeing delays building up near Treeline and I-75. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a cloudier start this morning with a few showers, expect some scattered rain and thunderstorms to develop yet again for this afternoon. Be on the lookout for localized flooding after the heavier rain that we had yesterday. Things finally begin to wind down as we head into tonight. Friday should be drier with just some isolated storms towards the afternoon. Highs because of that will be warmer as we will be back into the lower 90s. The weekend ahead looking drier and hot for Saturday with the high of 93 and isolated storms. Some scattered thunderstorms possible for Father's Day. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I see full-page ads in the newspaper every day offering thousands of dollars for your air conditioner trade-in. They're ads about giant rebates and cashback deals, and I personally believe these companies think that the average consumer is too stupid to know the truth. I have more faith in you folks. There's no such thing as a trade-in or a real cashback in this business. The fake rebates and trade-ins are just overpriced air conditioning systems with a discount. They can't resell this equipment, and there's no such thing as an AC trade-in. It's as phony as the people trying to sell them. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Bryant, whatever it takes, license CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949, and never offering fake and phony rebates and cashback.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-Sparky.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Father's Day is best at Mel's Diner.
We're bringing back good times and great food.
Mel's is rolling out fabulous real deals for Dad on his day. Here's a real Father's Day breakfast eye-opener. A meat lover's omelet with bacon, ham, and sausage with breakfast potatoes and toast, or 2 small pancakes, just $9.99. Chicken waffle and pecans, also $9.99. Mel's Diner puts a new twist on the traditional Bloody Mary. Mel's Salt and Pepper Bacon Bloody Mary, $5.99. Father's Day lunch and dinner shines with a full slab of Mel's award-winning baby back ribs with fries and coleslaw, or Braveheart fresh roasted prime rib with baked potato and Caesar salad, both Mel's real deal values, just $14.99. Plus, Mel's has a gift for Dad on Father's Day, a $5 coupon to be used on his next visit. Call ahead seating for 6 or more, gladly take it. Take out 2. Happy Father's Day from Mel's Diner.
At FPL, we're always looking the future straight in the eye. When the future said cut back on foreign oil, we made way for clean, American-made natural gas. And when the future said we need more clean energy, we said, how about 30 million solar panels by 2030? And when it said we need zero carbon emissions, we said, okay, how about green hydrogen? That's energy made from water. We're planning, preparing, and investing because Florida deserves an energy future we can depend on. See how at fpl.com/value.
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof? Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes,
844-WB-BUILT.
WB Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the 4th generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy.
844-WB-BUILT.
Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in stand and seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's
844-WB-BUILT.
That's 844-WB-BUILT.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
And now,
Mom Thoughts.
This Father's Day, I'm having the kids make homemade cards and homemade breakfast for my husband. I mean, seriously, let him suffer for once.
This has been
What?
Mom Thoughts.
Wait a minute. Moms don't think that. That's awful. Why would you say that? Who doesn't love the kids making breakfast for you? Does it really matter? It's the effort.
Why are you playing Mom Thoughts when Father's Day is coming up?
Good point. Well, no, because it's the mom and the kids are. Do you not know how Father's Day works? It's the mom and the kids.
That's fine, but they have their day. They already had their day.
No, you're missing the point. It's the mom and the kids. They do something nice for the dad, and that was the mom thinking that it's not a nice thing for the kids to make breakfast like the kids did for her, and you're looking at it all wrong. It's.
No, I was just reading something, and I'm a little disturbed.
So you're not with me right now. This is what do you want to tell us what this is? Do you want to tell me off the air?
Mother's
Can
Day
you tell me
is
at all?
the second most popular holiday, like nationwide, right?
What
do you think Father's Day is?
Wait a minute. Mother's Day is the second most. Are you have this information? Where did you get this from? Okay. All right. So Mother's Day.
Maybe it's a poll. I guess you could call it.
Okay. So Mother's Day is the second most popular day. Father's Day is the
20th.
That's not
now,
true.
Here's my question. It is true.
There can't be 19 things that are ahead of Father's Day.
18. So, because there's number 2. 1, 2, minus 2, 18, 20. Yeah, 18.
Don't try to do math with me at this hour. Go ahead, quickly.
Number 1 being Christmas. Number 2 being Mother's Day.
Right.
Can you name 18 other holidays?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's a lie. That's just, don't listen to polls. Don't listen to those things. I'll give you another example quickly. Here's a poll that you don't want to listen to. How do you measure a dad? By the number of children? Is it in the dad jokes that are cracked? Or maybe it's just how white their New Balances are. We spent a great deal of time deliberating on these highly serious questions. This is from Zippia that did the dad jokes. There are a lot of things that make dads, but in honor of Father's Day, they set out to find the daddest states. Okay, so the daddest state, the biggest dad state is Iowa. The least dad state is Florida.
What?
How we figured this out? We looked into 4 dad factors in each state. Average amount spent yearly on child in each state. Barbecue obsession. Interest in New Balance, the shoes, and popularity of dad jokes. Do you see why you don't listen to polls? Because that's the dumbest thing. Who came up with that? That's the factors that we're looking. So you should look at Florida being the least dad state according to those things and go, good. Because I'm not obsessed over New Balance shoes. Dad jokes are funny, but if I don't hear one, it's not that big a deal. And I'm not really barbecue obsessed, which, again, I'm still trying to figure out how you get asparagus not to fall through the grate there. But anyway, that's not the point. All right. The overall theme of what we just did right there, and kids, this is a valuable lesson. Don't do drugs. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. All right. Seriously, if you thought that the Biden-Putin, you got to have some kind of dramatic music, right? It's like, it's U.S.-Russia, Biden-Putin, part 1. What? Okay. Did you really think that anything was going to get done? Of course not. But what we do realize and what did get done is Vladimir Putin did get a world stage to throw all kinds of propaganda at people and have them question once again the United States, especially considering that you've got Joe Biden as president of the United States and giving him a forum and a microphone. You never know what's going to happen. Well, of course you knew it was going to happen. And one of the big takeaways has to do with how Joe Biden, as it's been put by many, has handed Vladimir Putin a list of targets to go after if really the cyber attacks have been coming from Russia. Now Russia knows, thanks to Joe Biden, which ones we find to be the most vulnerable. Or maybe not vulnerable, but maybe the most important. I'll get to that in just a second. It's crazy. But first, let's go over some of. All right. So do you want to start with some of Vladimir? No, let's not do this. Let's go to Joe Biden first. Joe Biden, who proved once again that it is the White House that works in tandem with the press, apparently, to pick and choose who they're going to speak to, right? It's
I'll take your questions, and as usual, folks, they gave me a list of the people I'm going to call on. So, Jonathan, Associated Press.
There you go. All right. So Joe Biden letting everybody know. I know I'm not supposed to tell you this, but anyway, yeah, we have a whole list of people that we're going to pick and choose from, and you probably already know which questions to ask. It's very much like Russia and Putin, right? Where you have the people that are there, and the questions that are asked. I guess the only difference is when our press is picked and chosen by the White House. You can ask questions, and you might even be able to push back every once in a while, and then you kind of just step back a little bit. You kind of sound tough at sometimes, but you do kind of throw the softballs or go easy and the like. And on the other side, you're not sure whether or not you'll have a job at the end of the conference if you don't say the press conference, if you don't say the right thing, or maybe worse, maybe. So was there any pushback? Well, yeah, there was the big pushback against the president by, let's see, was it Caitlin Collins, who, as Joe Biden's walking away, had this getting tough with Joe Biden moment and Joe Biden getting tough? What?
Why are you so confident he'll change his behavior, Mr. President?
Yeah, I'm not confident in changing behavior. What do you do all the time? So when did I say I was confident?
You said in the next 6 months you'll be able to determine.
What I said was, let's get it straight. I said what will change their behavior is that the rest of the world reacts to them and it diminishes their standing in the world. I'm not confident of anything. I'm just stating a fact.
But given his past behavior has not changed, and in that press conference after sitting down with you for several hours, he denied any involvement in cyber attacks. He downplayed human rights abuses. He even refused to say Alexei Navalny's name. So how does that account to a constructive meeting as President Putin?
If you don't understand that, you're in the wrong business.
Is the summit with China?
If you don't understand that. All right. So Caitlin Collins, CNN, pushing the president. Everything was calm, and Joe Biden had a couple of, moments, and we'll get to some of that. But getting into a shouting match, how could you possibly consider the meeting with Vladimir Putin a diplomatic success? And it was where in the hell? What do you do this all the time? When did I say I was confident? And how could you say it's constructive? And he says, if you don't understand that, you're in the wrong business. And, oh, by the way, he apologized afterwards because, it's going to get too crazy. If the former president of the United States were to do the same thing to the press, oh, boy, it would be, can you imagine the kind of pushback that there would be against the president? It would be, I don't know, it would be bigoted. It would be misogynist. You can go through the whole, yeah, okay. So anyway, so there was that moment in time. What else did we get? Oh, we had another exchange with Joe Biden that was a little testy. Is that right?
What concrete evidence do you have from these 3+ hours that suggests that any movement has been made? And I don't mean that.
I know, but you're all.
Question.
Look, to be a good reporter, you got to be negative. You got to have a negative view of life. Okay, it seems to me the way you never ask a positive question. Why, in fact, having agreement? We'll find out.
Okay. Joe Biden doesn't like that. What's the matter with you? You're all negative. Can't you ask me some positive questions? I'm Joe. It's Joe Biden. Come on.
Not a joke.
I mean, it's Joe. Why are you fighting with me? Do I look like Orange Man bad? Come on now, be nice to me. Yeah. So, what did we learn through all of this? On Joe Biden's side of the ledger, you had his press conference where he talked about the wrongfully jailed U.S. citizens. There was a talk about a swap, but nothing is happening between those Russians that are jailed and and I believe there are 2 Marines, right? There may be a bilateral strategic dialogue on stability happening. Okay, that's what he says. We'll see where that goes. And talked about ransomware and the cyber attacks. And then Joe Biden gave Vladimir Putin a list of 16 critical infrastructure entities. Now, I'm just asking a question. And this is just common sense, and I'm a simple man. But if you tell someone, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you not touch these 16 infrastructure entities because they're critical to us? If you're going to do a cyber attack, these are off limits. Do you think that might be problematic? I'm just asking because what are you laughing at? Did you not know that he did that? Jake's laugh. Don't laugh. It's not funny. This is the president of the United States. And again, let's reiterate something that's important in this. Everybody sees this. Everybody knows this. Everybody on the world stage. Putin has the world stage. Everybody sees what you and I see. Where we can joke about Joe Biden and, 3 hours. There's no way he was going to do 5 hours and not ask what color the Jell-O was today at the buffet. Okay. But the point is that ultimately the world sees this. And when Joe Biden, through this administration, decides that he's going to tell Putin, these are the 16 critical infrastructure entities you can't touch. Number one, it says, hey, all the other ones, they're fair game. Just don't touch these. And then doesn't it also telegraph to the whole world that this is what we're concerned about? So it almost says these are our targets. How do you do that? How do you do that? And, a lot of people are questioning how you could. Vladimir Putin on cybersecurity. These ransomware attacks and whether or not you did this and you had something to do with it. What do you think Putin's going to say?
As for cybersecurity, we agreed that we would begin consultations in this respect. I believe it is extremely important. As for responsibilities and who should take them, let me brief you on matters that are common knowledge, but probably not everybody is aware of that. U.S. sources, I don't want to make a mistake here as to the name of this organization, but the U.S. sources claim that the majority of cyber attacks are made from the U.S. territory.
Can I play that again? Putin, given the world stage with a Russian press that, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to ask? What kind of softballs do you think are going to be thrown their way so that the propaganda can flow, says
the majority of cyber attacks are made from the U.S. territory.
So not only is he not taking any responsibility, but he's saying that the majority come from here. Now, again, we can argue the fact, or we can argue the point, or we can argue the idea that if we're going to be honest about ransomware and cyber hacks and cyber attacks, that everybody does it. And that if we're going to be talking common sense and really thinking about this for just a second, isn't it plausible that the United States does a ton of cyber attacks against people? Maybe we're really good at it. Or maybe we have been in the past and now we've kind of taken that ability away. And that other countries don't talk about it because they don't want anybody to know it's happening to them. And they know that the press here will more than happily let everybody know what has happened. And listen, we all want to know, and we all want to know if there's attacks on our infrastructure, right? But they don't say anything to make it look as if the U.S. is the one that's being attacked all the time, and they're not. And the fact is that they are. They just don't talk about it. So there's that aspect of it. But again, the concern of many people that I talk to is flat out that. Is how do you do that? How do you call somebody a killer? Or a worthy adversary? Or any of these words? Talking about Putin. And then give them a do not attack list. Like, hey, don't hit these, because these are the ones that are most vulnerable. Can you lay off of these? Does it seem odd? Jake is screaming off mic right now. And yeah, I can't turn your mic on. I mean, I could, but. So there's a lot to digest. But the former president was right yesterday when he was on Hannity's program.
I think it was a good day for Russia. I don't see what we got out of it.
What did we get out of it? And again, giving Putin the world stage. All right, 239-479-5592. There's more we could talk about later on, and if you want to comment on it and your thoughts, love to hear from you. Coming up later this morning, 7:35, Jennifer Cabrera, our friend, RationalGround.com, the Alachua Chronicle. Did you know that a couple of parents, it's making the rounds right now, and we'll talk about this, a couple of parents there in her area, I think it was Gainesville, said, hey, you know, we've got kids that are wearing masks 6 hours a day. Just wondering what's on these masks. So they decided to take it to a lab at the University of Florida. Wait till you hear the results. You're going to want to hear this. That's coming up. And also, you know, Juneteenth. We're making this a federal holiday. Well, some people have questions about that. Like, not that we shouldn't know about it, but why? Why now? Well, we'll talk about that coming up as well. And, oh, by the way, apparently apple pie is not what apple pie is cracked up to be when it comes to being all-American. Oh, I'm not kidding. Food injustice. Wait till you hear this story as well coming up. Stay break 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Rush Limbaugh.
Apple's starting to dawn on the guy that economic pain is coming to Manhattan. I warned these people about this months ago. I warned them about it, folks. Cuomo told reporters that the longer people work from home, the less likely they'll want to work in the city when the shutdown's over. And he's worried that rich taxpayers who left may never return. I told him this was going to happen. Cuomo said that politicians in the old days said people would depart Manhattan if taxes went up or if the quality of life deteriorated. Well, now they're gone, but it's all because of COVID, Cuomo said, not his stupid policies, which is true. He didn't mention the skyrocketing crime rate, though, the rioting, the looting, general mayhem Democrats have unleashed, i.e. his policies. He's right to be afraid, though. In June, tax collections, New York City dropped 46%. State controller says New York hasn't seen this kind of economic decline since the Great Depression. Well, guess what, Governor? You have more to worry about than people working for home or the wealthy leaving. Corporations have figured out that they don't have to be in congested urban areas to do business anymore. They, too, may never come back to the liberal hellhole that you and your fellow Democrats created in New York. So good luck with all of it, Governor. Let us know how you make out. And by the way, folks, I have an idea. Cancel all sports. Cancel the games, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, but let the players kneel. Just have the players kneel, and let's see what kind of audience that gets.
Buck Sexton here. Our new administration is printing and spending money as if there are no consequences. They're ignoring history, friends, and gambling with our future. What can you and I do to protect our savings and retirement from this unfounded spending? Well, I'll tell you what I did. I bought real gold and silver. I'm talking about gold and silver that you can actually hold in your hands or put in your IRA or 401k. I bought my gold from the Oxford Gold Group, and you can too. Just call them at 833-404-GOLD. They'll answer all your questions and send out their free investment guide to you. Protecting your retirement accounts with real gold or holding gold in your hand is easier than you'd think. The Oxford Gold Group will do all the work. Call the Oxford Gold Group at 833-404-GOLD today. Protect what you've earned with real gold and silver from the Oxford Gold Group. Call them today at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD. GOLD.
Inside the Trane testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests to ensure they can run through anything. And when we say torture, we don't take that lightly. We drop them, slam them against the wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. Without fail. Drop, slam, shake, silence. Drop, slam, shake, silence. And there's no end in sight. We test, so it runs.
Things are heating up, and you may notice that old AC system just isn't keeping up like it used to. It's time for you to get the Purified experience. Visit purifiedac.com to get special financing on a new system installation. Subject to credit approval, see dealer for details. Purified Air also offers free estimates and 24/7 emergency service so you can have the Purified experience when you need it the most. Visit purifiedac.com to get the Purified experience for yourself. That's purifiedac.com, license number CAC 1817070.
It's hard to stop a train.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America.
NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 Fox News.
It's back to domestic politics. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Now that President Biden's returned from his week-long foreign trip, one big issue, infrastructure, and a possible compromise plan. He said before flying home,
I know that my chief of staff thinks there's some room, that there may be a means by which to get this done.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, a bipartisan group of 21 senators has come up with a framework for an infrastructure plan. Nearly $1 trillion with $580 million in new spending. The blueprint calls for $110 billion for roads and bridges, $66 billion for railroads, $25 billion for airports, and $15 billion on electric vehicle charging stations. Republican Senator Tim Scott urging caution on negotiations, telling Fox and Friends First.
It makes me nervous anytime I watch Chuck Schumer use his position of power to look for a workaround, a bipartisan solution. If that is the case, we have to be very careful.
President Biden will be updated on the new proposal today. Dave?
Rachel, the president also plans today to sign a new federal holiday into law, Juneteenth, after the House joined the Senate voting to approve it.
Juneteenth refers to June 19th, a day back in 1865 when U.S. soldiers ordered folks in Texas to grant their slaves freedom. More than 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation was signed.
Fox's Kevin Corke. A Russian minister says they hope arms control talks with the U.S. can resume in a few weeks following yesterday's Biden-Putin summit.
We've established a clear basis on how we intend to deal with Russia and the U.S.-Russian relationship.
The president says he did press Russia's leader on jailed Americans, human rights, and cyber attacks. And while some Democrats praised him for standing his ground, some Republicans were critical of the president. Congressman Jim Jordan tells Fox,
what did we gain? What did America gain? Absolutely nothing from this.
America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Couple of crashes on Lee Boulevard in Lehigh Acres, one at State Road 82 and Lee Boulevard. EMS on scene checking for injuries, and another at Lee Boulevard and Alvin Avenue. So seeing a lot of slowdowns along Lee Boulevard, especially heading westbound right now from Gunnery Road all the way through 82 out of Lehigh. We also have a crash in North Fort Myers at Barrett Road and Pondella Road. Lee County Sheriff's Office on scene saying no injuries, possibly some roadblock out there though. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a cloudier start this morning with a few showers, expect some scattered rain and thunderstorms to develop yet again for this afternoon. Be on the lookout for localized flooding after the heavier rain that we had yesterday. Things finally begin to wind down as we head into tonight. Friday should be drier with just some isolated storms towards the afternoon. Highs because of that will be warmer as we will be back into the lower 90s. The weekend ahead looking drier and hot for Saturday with the high of 93 and isolated storms. Some scattered thunderstorms possible for Father's Day. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Trust all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash. Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
It's really a good feeling to know that when it comes to your house and all the water that is in every faucet, every place in your home, that you don't have to worry about the water smelling like chlorine or messing up your shower glass, your faucets, right, with that hard water staining, the drying out of your skin and your hair. Just imagine what that would be like. You don't have to imagine it. You can just do it. You call the Uniform Pentair Water Specialist. They can find out what's going on with your water and handle your city or well water issues. Yours, right here in Southwest Florida. With their mobile showroom, you can see for yourself that Pentair has both high-performance salt systems and salt-free solutions, too. And salt-free means no lugging in bags of salt for you, and that they can install that Pentair water system for you as well. You're going to love the way your water tastes from every faucet and the peace of mind that only a Pentair water system can give you. So call now and get your free digital Pentair water test. Save 15% on your whole home water system by calling 239-880-7799. That's 239-880-7799 or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms, I wonder why they ever call the other firm. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here at 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. It's mobile friendly. It's made for your smartphone or smart device. And it's just simple. It's a basic website. Drew Steele, at Drew Steele Radio on Facebook. If you still want to go there, that is fine. Coming up, apple pie is not American. Don't even say it. It's food injustice is what it is, and I've got the proof. What a weird, odd. I mean, it's just look. The cancel culture will go to any length to cancel, and they'll also go to any length and end up canceling themselves. So there's a lot of that going on. If I told you that the scientist who signed a letter supporting the lab leak theory said, "Hey, we didn't speak out sooner, even though we knew about the lab leak theory because we didn't want to ally with Trump." If I told you that, would that shock you? Well, there's a story about that too, because that's exactly what happened. That shouldn't shock you, but it's shocking in that is what where we are right now, where there are people who will do and say things that will be detrimental to your health, your life, because politics. And don't tell us that it doesn't exist, because it's awful, it's quite evil, and it does exist. And that's something else. Oh, by the way.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
This just in, Kamala Harris has gone 85 days without visiting the border since being tapped for the crisis there. So just want to let you know, we might have to do an update on this all the time to keep you updated as to nobody showing up at the border to find. Well, the president's going to go. The former president, Donald Trump, said, and we had Liz Harrington, our good friend Liz Harrington, who is now the former president's spokesperson, said, June 30th, he'll be there because somebody's got to go. And if this administration's not willing to do it, Joe Biden certainly doesn't want to go. And
he is like a little baby.
Yeah, something like that. So there's that. All right. And other things we will touch on. Jennifer Cabrera from the Alachua Chronicle, rationalground.com will join us with this story about masks and how you're not going to believe what's on your kids' masks that they have to wear 6 hours a day in classes. Now, granted, there are going to be some districts that are going to make masks mandatory, but all the time that your kids had to wear the mask, we were told it was a necessity. Maybe you want to know about a study that was done by a few parents who said, "Hey, we got a whole lot of masks here. Can we get them examined just to find out what's on these masks, being that our kids have to wear them for 6 hours a day?" And you're not going to believe what they found. So we'll talk to Jennifer Cabrera about that at 7:35. I did want to mention this quickly because I'm hearing it on Fox News top of the hour. I'm hearing a lot of other people talking about it. Juneteenth being a federal holiday. It is now going to go to the president's desk. He's definitely going to sign it unanimously with senators and House members. And look, how many federal holidays do we have? Can you find out, Jake? I want to say there are like 11 or 12 federal holidays. Just go ahead and go to the magical Google machine and find out how many federal holidays we have. So we've got another one on the way. How many do we have? So this will be 11. We have 10 now. This will be 11. All right. So Juneteenth, it began in 1865. Enslaved people in Texas learned they had been freed under the Emancipation Proclamation, and they were told about this and the celebration of Juneteenth and the word coming out from authorities there, from a delegation that went to let them know that they were free. This is 2 years after. Now, let's remember, we have 2 years afterwards. 1865, they were told that in Texas that they were freed. We have the Emancipation Proclamation signed in 1863. 1865 is when this happened, 2 years. Boy, and in history, that is something that is amazing, and we do forget about the amount of time that it would take for word to get out across the country throughout the decades and centuries when certain major events happened historically, that it wasn't like there would be a proclamation, and it wasn't like there was the internet or TVs or people could look and universally everybody knew what was happening. But a lot of questions come up, and I talked to a few people about this, and I'll tell you a couple of things. Number one, shouldn't this be something for the state of Texas? Shouldn't this be something? And I think it already is, right? Exclusively. I mean, it is Texas's day. The Emancipation Proclamation 1863 would be something nationally. It would make sense that it would be a state holiday in Texas. Right? That's the first thing. And then the second thing is, you're going to have people that are going to say, well, it's not being taught. It needs to be taught. People need to know about this. How many of you had no idea Juneteenth was out there? And if you're honest, most of you are going to say you had no idea. The teaching of Juneteenth should happen. The teaching of a lot of things that have happened in our history should happen. The good and the bad. We should know every bit of it. But this idea of this holiday and also some of what we're told has to happen in our schools. Critical race theory has to be taught because you're being told that critical race theory is just the teaching of our history, and that's all it is, which of course it's not. It's a Marxist, it's a spin on Marxist ideology, oppressed and oppressors, when it would have been by class, has now become whites versus blacks. And I even have some examples of some educational material that is out there that is based on some educators, some professors that have put out this idea that now we do have to get into the details of certain aspects of critical race theory, and not using critical race theory specifically. We don't want to use those words because it doesn't exist. It's not being taught, but lesson plans and things that have been questioned have been put out there. And I'm going to try to dig those up quickly. Trying to see where that is. There have been some studies that are being done about the thoughts of critical race theory, and Americans reject it. 38% are favorable, 58% unfavorable. And they even break it down by demographic. And, there are those on the left and those that believe in critical race theory that can say, well, just because you don't understand it. No, we do understand it, and that's why we're rejecting it. But this question about Juneteenth comes up because nobody is saying we shouldn't learn about our history. Nobody is even saying that it shouldn't be taught in schools. But when we have a federal holiday, are you concerned about how it's going to be used? I mean, it's going to be a day off. It's going to be a federal holiday. We'll find out what day it will be. Interestingly enough, you can't make the Emancipation Proclamation 1863, you can't make that date specific the federal holiday because it happens to be, I think it was New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. But there are some, and even I received this via email from Project 21. Project 21, founded in 1982, a nonpartisan free market independent conservative think tank, leading voice of black conservatives for over 25 years. And Donna Jackson, a Project 21 member, made a point in a nationally syndicated commentary that I read, and I thought, well, this is why some have questioned this. She says, so the push now to make this celebration of emancipation a national holiday certainly didn't come from me or anyone I know. It sure seems as though it's part of a bigger agenda being imposed on the black community by those who never bother to ask us. And while elevating Juneteenth to such prestige may seem relatively harmless, it comes with the baggage of radicals who are also promoting critical race theory, reparations, and self-segregation. So far as Juneteenth goes, I'm happy to have the 4th of July, Independence Day instead. The Declaration of Independence and our Constitution are unrivaled among other nations. And I say that knowing full well that blacks didn't get their freedom until several generations after 1776. What she is saying is that ask yourself this question. It's not about the Juneteenth and being educated on what happened, the specifics of it and many other things that have happened in our past. Like I said, the good and the bad. But what will happen now as it becomes a federal holiday, as federal employees will have this day off, as people across the country will have this day off, how will it be used? And that's the question that she's asking and the concerns that she has, that it would be politicized. What will people do on that day? Will it be hijacked, as she had put it and others have, by racial activists who would use it as another tool to demonize white Americans under the pretense of racial justice? Like, what's that going? And that is a big question. How will this day be utilized as a federal holiday? As a way to educate, talk, discussion, reflection, looking at our past and understanding how far we've come, focusing on the positive of how far we come. Even Bill Maher was talking about the positives of how far we come, and too many times progressives just want to kind of go back and make it seem like we've made no progress whatsoever, where even he says that's ridiculous. Of course we have. Or will it be hijacked and used for something else as a day to become hijacked by radicals? And we'll see. Let's hope it's not the latter, but the former. 239-479-5592. All right, Ron DeSantis doing it again. The state of Florida. Hey, we are here. Reinforcements are on the way, everybody, along the border. Is Florida going to send some law enforcement officers to the border to assist federal, state, and local police responding to the border crisis? I mean, if the president of the United States isn't going to show up, if, like we talked about...
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
It's not really breaking news because you all know. 85 days now since Kamala Harris said... or has been given the reins of the issues on the border and said, let's get this fixed. I'm not going. Let's get carried away. Yeah, 85 days now. So Florida, on the way to help. We're going to talk about that coming up. Your phone calls 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along. We're going to find out what's going on with traffic right now. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Couple of crashes on Lee Boulevard in Lehigh Acres, one at State Road 82 and Lee Boulevard. EMS on scene checking for injuries, and another at Lee Boulevard and Alvin Avenue. So seeing a lot of slowdowns along Lee Boulevard, especially heading westbound right now from Gunnery Road all the way through 82 out of Lehigh. We also have a crash in North Fort Myers at Barrett Road and Pondella Road. Lee County Sheriff's Office on scene saying no injuries, possibly some roadblock out there though. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a cloudier start to the day, expect additional rounds of scattered rain and thunderstorms to develop for this afternoon, with temperatures topping off in the middle 80s. Things wind down as we head into tonight, drier for your Friday with some isolated storms and a high of 91 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Steele.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
You wouldn't settle for the second best prices, and neither would we. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral are number one for a reason. Number one low prices, number one inventory, and that makes us number one in Florida. Now through Sunday during the number one savings event. Don't miss your chance to shop 500 new, 700 used, and Florida's best certified pre-owned vehicles. Certified 2020 Rogues, $15,788. Certified 2020 Ultimas, $12,988. Certified, both with a 100,000-mile warranty. The other guys don't even come close. Plus, this week only, Sutherland is paying you $8,000 more for your trade-in. And we don't care what type of vehicle it is or where you got it. We'll buy it today. And new Nissan payments as low as $99 a month. Nobody offers more savings, more for your trade, and has more inventory in Southwest Florida. Why settle for second best when the best is Sutherland? Hurry, this event is now through Sunday only. Only at number one Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral by Sunday. Your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much. See dealer for details.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet pad and labor, but this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floormeisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Inside the Trane testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests to ensure they can run through anything. And when we say torture, we don't take that lightly. We drop them, slam them against the wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. Without fail. Drop, slam, shake, silence. Drop, slam, shake, silence. And there's no end in sight. We test, so it runs.
Things are heating up, and you may notice that old AC system just isn't keeping up like it used to. It's time for you to get the Purified experience. Visit purifiedac.com to get special financing on a new system installation. Subject to credit approval, see dealer for details. Purified Air also offers free estimates and 24/7 emergency service so you can have the Purified experience when you need it the most. Visit purifiedac.com to get the Purified experience for yourself. That's purifiedac.com, license number CAC 1817070.
It's hard to stop a train.
Ty Lassiter here, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. I think we can all admit that our origin has a lot of importance in what we will become. Many of you didn't originate from Florida, but you have come here, and that choice has altered your path for the rest of your life, especially how much taxes you pay if you came here from the Northeast. So what is Key City Capital's origin? Why did we choose to move to Southwest Florida? Our mission is to connect capital to wealth through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors. For over 10 years, we have never missed a monthly interest payment to our partners, and we have never lost a penny of our investors' capital. That is history you can build and rely on.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments, call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
You know, these moments are about moments. And I'll tell you one moment I noticed there in the Biden-Putin interaction. The handshake, Biden looked Putin in the eye with a smile. Putin looked away. Again, you don't want to read too much or too little, but again, these are about public posturing. It's about how you project strength.
It's about how you say things that aren't in reality. Jim Sciutto on CNN. I'm sorry. You know, the experts who are talking about how bold and strong and, Joe Biden is, the two of them. The handshake, the body gestures, which is just, what is that called? Why am I losing not body gestures, but body
language.
Body language, right. I'm sorry. Do you believe in body language experts?
70% of all communication is body language.
I just think it's nutty. I just think the body language, whatever. But I just think it's funny because Jim Sciutto's like, the handshake, Biden looked into the eye of Putin with a smile and Putin looked away. And then there are people who are like, wait a minute. I see the audio. I'm looking at the video, right now. That's not what happened. They looked at each other. They stared at each other for a couple of seconds. And then somebody said something, and Putin looked to the cameras because that's what you do. You look at the cameras. You're supposed to both look at the cameras and do the handshake, and then you walk inside. He looked at the cameras. Biden didn't look at the cameras, and supposedly this is a posturing. It's a projecting strength. Joe Biden still doesn't know how to say the Declaration of Independence properly. After all this time, he still can't get that right. How does that project strength? I mean, put it in front of him, people. Help him out.
The idea is we hold these truths self-evident that all men and women, we haven't lived up to it completely, but we've always widened.
Oh, stop. Stop bringing it up, Joe. Oh, and by the way, there are people that are saying that they're screaming at him, even with asking questions. And even news organizations are like, who's it, Jeff Zelny at CNN, who was saying, listen,
But we have seen President Biden do that frequently. What we've not seen him do is answer questions like that without his aides screaming at him to stop. I have never seen a president, covering the last 4 of them, who is so protected by his aides.
They're like, Joe, stop talking. Who does that? Who screams at a president and says, stop, just stop? Oh, maybe that's projecting strength. That's what it, okay, gotcha. All right. Jennifer Cabrera, Alachua Chronicle, coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
The top 3 reasons why you should have quartz countertops from Rock Solid.
1.
Quartz countertops are truly elegant, practical, durable, and with Rock Solid's unbelievable price and selection, makes for the best overall value.
2.
Quartz countertops from Rock Solid will never stain, are maintenance-free, and carry a lifetime warranty.
3.
Here's Natalie from Naples.
Every time I look at my quartz countertops from Rock Solid, it makes my heart smile.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Just your smile.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach with an update on critical race theory, the latest attempt by the left to divide our country along racial lines by teaching kids to hate their country, hate themselves, and hate each other. It's total bullshit, and it's being promoted by leftist race baiters, peddled by the teachers union, and pushed into student textbooks. But on June 10th, Florida's Board of Education voted to ban critical race theory from being taught in public school classrooms, and you have my word that I'll file legislation to give this ban the force of law. I'm going to fight this state-sanctioned racism in every classroom, every courtroom, and every corner of the great state of Florida, because our children deserve nothing less. This is Spencer Roach, and I'm proud to be an American patriot, because we are the good guys. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and never give up, never give in, never back down, and never forget that this is your government and they work for you. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Summer is here, and Conditioned Air wants to introduce you to our new Easy Comfort solution, the coolest way to get your new AC. Now you can get a new AC unit for one low monthly payment and no down payment. Best of all, annual tune-ups, a smart thermostat, air filters, and repairs due to normal wear and tear are all included. Call Conditioned Air today to comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster.
I did what I came to do.
Yesterday's meeting between President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin is described by both sides as positive and productive.
Russia says it intends to send its ambassador back to Washington soon in an effort to improve relations. But whether anything changes on trickier subjects remains to be seen. President Putin spoke to reporters after the meeting and refused to take any responsibility for cyber attacks, election interference, or a crackdown on dissent.
Fox's Simon Owen. Former President Trump says about the meeting, it was a good day for Russia, and we didn't get anything. He also tells Fox's Sean Hannity it was shocking to not win the election.
I think the election was unbelievably unfair, but I want this guy to go out and do well for our country.
He says he'll be working to get good people elected to Congress next year, then make a decision about his own plans for 2024. South Carolina's Supreme Court suspends executions in the state until procedures for firing squads are finalized. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Couple of crashes on Lee Boulevard in Lehigh Acres, one at State Road 82 and Lee Boulevard. EMS on scene checking for injuries, and another at Lee Boulevard and Alvin Avenue. So seeing a lot of slowdowns along Lee Boulevard, especially heading westbound right now from Gunnery Road all the way through 82 out of Lehigh. We also have a crash in North Fort Myers at Barrett Road and Pondella Road. Lee County Sheriff's Office on scene saying no injuries, possibly some roadblock out there, though. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a cloudier start this morning with a few showers, expect some scattered rain and thunderstorms to develop yet again for this afternoon. Be on the lookout for localized flooding after the heavier rain that we had yesterday. Things finally begin to wind down as we head into tonight. Friday should be drier with just some isolated storms towards the afternoon. Highs because of that will be warmer as we will be back into the lower 90s. The weekend ahead looking drier and hot for Saturday with the high of 93 and isolated storms. Some scattered thunderstorms possible for Father's Day. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
UFOs are back, even if the military can't explain them. Now, Rob Schmidt takes a look at the big mystery in his series, UFOs, Are They Really Here? Airing all this week on Newsmax TV. Millions are watching Newsmax. It's on all major cable systems, and they're downloading the free Newsmax app on their smartphones. Get the latest on these strange UFOs and watch Rob Schmidt on Newsmax, the new network everyone is talking about.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Announcer is a paid presenter.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialist can handle any AC repair. Call 855 1 Hour for $50 off your repair or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. No one is funnier than you. People laugh just thinking about the things you've said. I'm laughing at one of them right now. Coworkers repeat your jokes at the office, but they're never as good as when you tell them, and shame on them for trying. There. Don't you feel better? You'll also feel better knowing you could save when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Although I'm sure you'd have a funnier way to say that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof? Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes, 844-WB-BUILT. WB Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy, 844-WB-BUILT. Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in standing seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friend.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. That's the website, Steele has 3 E's. It's mobile friendly for your smart device, smartphone, whatever's smart. If it's a dumb phone, I can't help you. So there's that. All right, boy, there's a lot of things that are coming across my my Twitter feed, and also from my Rumble feed, and also from others that are texting me with some things that are going on that I have to tell. First of all, let me just say hi to Jennifer Cabrera, who's joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Jennifer, of course, from the Alachua Chronicles. She's an editor there, also contributes to rationalground.com. What a great website. And you can follow her on Twitter at J. Haskins Cabrera. She's a great follow. First of all, good morning, Jennifer. How are you?
Good morning, Drew. Thanks for having me.
All right, I got to touch on a couple of things before we get to some of what I wanted to get to about masks. You're making some headlines. Rationalground.com making some headlines. People making some headlines around here with regard to masks and your kids. And I've been teasing it all morning, and a lot of people have been asking about it. So we're going to get to it in just a second. I don't know if you know this. I just had this sent to me. So a Chinese government official tweeted out. I'm just putting it out there. I'm going to read it to you and then maybe get your thoughts. Origin tracing is about rigorous scientific research, not far-fetched connections. Professor Luc Montagnier was awarded the Nobel Prize for discovery of HIV. Mr. Louis Pasteur was honored for finding of microbes. The Wuhan Institute of Virology deserves a Nobel Prize, not criticism for its study of COVID-19. A Chinese government official and the Chinese Communist Party is now telling the world that we should give China the Nobel Prize for the Wuhan Institute of Virology. I'm just something that came across, and I just thought I would put that out there. You don't have to necessarily comment on it, but
the New York Times will happily, endorse that.
Yeah, from somebody. Yeah, many will, and I don't even want to. But I saw that. I saw that the governor saying, "Hey, let's focus on real crimes," pardoning the COVID-19 state penalties that were going, the financial penalties that were going against people, including a gym owner who was dealing with potential jail time. So there's that news story. But then I want to hit on the one that everybody is talking about. Many people have been talking about what you brought up in the Alachua Chronicle. Talk about the residents who wanted to find out more about these masks that kids have been wearing for hours and hours and hours, and decided to say, hey, are there any pathogens here that we should know about? Tell me more about this story.
So I actually know these moms who sent these masks, and they've been concerned about their kids having to wear masks, and they've been concerned that they're almost certainly nasty at the end of the day. We all know that children, they have to, at school, they have to wear them into the bathroom where they flush the toilet, everything that, stays on the mask for the rest of the day, which is a warm, moist environment for growing bacteria. They take them off. I learned yesterday that kids at lunch at one school, they take them off and put them in a baggie, and they use the same baggie for the whole year. Kids, they drop them in the dirt, they put them back on. I've heard stories of kids dropping them in a toilet and putting back on because they don't have another one and they have to wear the mask. I've heard of kids, they get snot in them. They're just nasty.
Right.
And they don't, we know, well, we've been, we know, you and I, that they don't catch viruses, that the holes are too big. So these things essentially do catch bacteria, which are 10 times bigger, and at least maybe 100. I forget, whatever. They're much, much bigger than viruses, though. And they do catch bacteria, and they provide a warm, moist environment. So these moms took their masks to a lab at the University of Florida that does what's called proteomics. It checks for the protein strands, right, and compares them with a database to see what is found in the mask. And what we found were, out of the 6 masks that parents got reports from this lab, 83% of them were contaminated. 50% of these masks had dangerous pathogens on it. And we're talking here pneumonia, strep, tuberculosis, meningitis, a bunch of stuff you've never heard of. But some of these are antibiotic resistant or can be antibiotic resistant. These are literally dangerous. There's 2 staph strains were found. Legionella was found. Bacteria that cause food poisoning were found. Anyway, so 33% of these masks had antibiotic resistant strains of bacteria. And they were every one of them was either freshly laundered or new that morning. They started out clean, as most of us would define clean, obviously not sterile. But they put on a clean mask in the morning. They wore it anywhere for 2.5 to 7 hours. And this is what we got. We got antibiotic-resistant strains of bacteria that are just, hovering in front of people's faces and people breathing through them all day.
It's unbelievable. And as more and more people are picking up this story across the country, the obvious questions have come up. The first being the most obvious, which is, why hasn't anybody done this? Why hasn't this been done before?
Right, and that's our big point is not that this is like some definitive study, right? It's not. Yeah. It's a very small study. It's but it's not controlled. There's tons of things that a real study would not do it this way. But what it does is it points to the need for somebody to do a real study. And why have they not? Because everybody who has any familiarity with science knows that this is what they will find. And they know that it would push back against the mask argument, and that could not be permitted.
Right. And you're probably getting a lot of pushback for that very reason. But you've never claimed that this is definitive. It's about bringing that point up. How many people don't see that, right?
Well, yeah, it's astonishing how many people are that are pro-mask look at it and say, wow, and then immediately start explaining it away because they have to get rid of the cognitive dissonance of, I believe that masks are good, but, now I've learned something bad about masks, so they have to explain it away, and it's pretty funny to watch. Right.
Well, yeah, and it's all...
Just now.
Yeah, and it's also that same thing where, how many times have we all witnessed this? And, you could say this in a crowd of people and mention this, and everybody's going to shake their head in the affirmative. How many times have you seen people driving by themselves, wearing a mask? You're by yourself. How many people who are vaccinated are walking around outside and wearing a mask? You're still wearing a mask if you're vaccinated. All of these different things where, even if you have questions about whether or not you should be vaccinated or not, it's the differing opinions of people and what has become really something that people are so fearful now of getting rid of these masks that it has become something that has taken a whole different position in people's lives. They're now too afraid to even get rid of them, even for their kids.
Well, and some people we're hearing are just more comfortable with them now. They're kind of gotten used to not showing their face to the world. And you read stories about people that now I don't have to smile for the world. I don't have to put on a face for the world. Oh my goodness, this has become a crutch for people.
Right. So as you've also been looking at other numbers, because now as we are a year and a half past, and we have lots of numbers and data. Have you been digging into, have people have been looking at specifically evaluating maybe policy responses, how they've been, how certain states have done with the outcomes since March 2020? Have we seen any of these numbers? What do they look like?
So it's pretty astonishing that Rational Ground does look into that. We're one of the few groups that do. And one really good account on this is Emily Burns. And so her Twitter is Emily_Burns_V, as in Victor. And so she actually did a kind of her own index yesterday. And, as with every other index that we've done, there's just very little correlation between stringency and results. Very, very little. And in fact, the less stringent states always do better, by deaths than the less. So over at the right with the highest numbers of deaths is going to be New Jersey, Massachusetts, New York, California, Illinois, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Hawaii, Michigan, Maryland. The most stringent states have the worst results. The best ones: Wyoming, Nebraska, Utah, Montana, Vermont, Idaho, Arkansas. Some more rural, smaller. Florida's like 10th from the bottom, or 10th from the best. Mm-hmm. I think it's maybe 12th. But basically, Florida, even though we are supposedly reckless, right, we're in the top quarter of states.
Right. Yeah, it seems, and it also seems as if when it comes to the policies that have been put in place, I think a lot of people do look at the numbers on mask mandates as opposed to non-mask mandates, and they see that ultimately, when you come to this conclusion, how many states, maybe if you look at Florida, where we say, people look at the COVID deaths, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, middle of the pack. But the point is we didn't shut down an economy here in this state to get to the point where others did shut down and had worse results. So it's really about also the numbers as far as the businesses that were lost, the shutting down of economies, along with keeping an eye on the numbers. Is that true? I mean, when you look at that?
It's absolutely true. In fact, that's what the stringency index looks at. This is not a ranking by deaths. This is a ranking by policies.
Right.
And so she's combining, she had to kind of make her own method here. And people can certainly quarrel about how you weight different things, and that will be a discussion for years to come, I'm sure. But she looks at deaths per million, cumulative months of unemployment per million, percentage of school weeks offered 100% in person. And so she looks at the economy and the schooling and the actual metrics, and she kind of put them all together. And what you see is the only blue states that did well were Vermont, which is not really a blue state, right? Yeah. And Maine and New Hampshire and Georgia, because it voted for Biden. Yeah, right. And
throw that in there. You did that. Go ahead.
I did that.
Yes, you did. It's okay.
Anyway,
you break yourself up. That's good.
So anyway,
yes, I got it.
Most of the states that do better
right.
for Trump. So,
no, and I don't know. Did you see the who was it? Andy Slavitt video where he was talking. Biden's COVID czar, by the way, for people that don't know. And I think he was on I forget which one of the Talking Head morning shows where he was basically talking about Florida and saying that the concern that he has is that not only the issue is that we're just the state where the lockdowns were just not enough. Like, we didn't do enough. We didn't sacrifice enough. And not only did we not sacrifice enough, but there are others that are talking about there's going to be this spike. Oh, we're going to see it in amusement parks. Oh, we're going to see it in all these different places. Somebody brought that up recently. I'm trying to remember who it was because I got a message just the other day on that. I don't know if you heard about that. The talking now of, Florida's going to have a big wave, a big spike. It's coming. Did you hear about that?
He did. He said, okay. He said amusement parks, weddings, funerals, whatever,
right,
any place that people gather, that there's going to be outbreaks. And, there might be small, but the point is that we know how to manage COVID now. And most people are immune, whether through natural immunity or a vaccine. And we're just not going to see big outbreaks. There'll be transmission. There's always going to be transmission. Right. But here's the thing in Florida, until there's a problem in the hospitals, we're not going to know about it. And I'm very glad about that because that's how it should have always been.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to ask you about. What was it June 4th? I'm trying to remember the day that the governor said enough. Mm-hmm. It was a June 4th. Okay. He was like, we're not doing a number game anymore. We're not doing this. It's done. We're just not doing it. And I think for a lot of people, that has been refreshing. It feels like, okay, we know everything that we need to know. We know the numbers. We know the vulnerabilities. We know the comorbidity issues. We know everything that we need to know to a degree. I mean, even the masking and the like. And the only thing that we need to concentrate is what we were told: the 15 days to stop the 30-day spread, to stop the whatever Fauci said, and all this kind of good stuff or bad stuff. And ultimately, that's exactly it. Where we'll see it, we'll know it when we see it. If it becomes pandemic-like again, quote unquote. Other than that, we need to get on with our lives.
Exactly, and it's been great. And honestly, I was expecting massive outrage from the Miami Herald, the Palm Beach Post, the Orlando Sentinel, all the ones that are so anti. And there really has been just silence. It's like everybody was ready to move on.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because it was. Look, it's been weeks? It's been weeks since this happened. Oh boy, poor Rebecca Jones. Yeah. She's got. I don't know what she's going to do now. Well, that's a whole other.
She has no data. She has no data for her dashboard because, in spite of what she made everybody think, she used the same data the rest of us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But she has a new GoFundMe, so she's fine.
She's what?
She's actually still earning money from her GoFundMe, so she's fine.
Oh, okay, so she's good.
Donating.
Oh, all right. I was so concerned, Jennifer. I was really worried about. No, that's really not true. All right, listen, it's always great to have you on. Jennifer Cabrera joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I'm telling you, she's a great follow on Twitter at J Haskins Cabrera. You can also see her writing at rationalground.com. She's the editor of the Alachua Chronicle and seems like always making news and headlines, which I love. I love that because it's a good thing, getting out there and letting people know what's what. That was a weird way of putting it. Jennifer lets people know what's what. You can use that, by the way, if you want to, Jennifer.
I can use that. I'll use that as a tagline.
No, don't. It's awful. It's terrible, and I admit it. All right. We'll see you soon, okay?
All right. Thanks, Drew. Bye.
All right. There she goes. No, she's awesome. I'm telling you. And you got to look at this study. And again, when you have Gainesville parents who are like, listen, I want to get I want to know what's going on with my kids' masks. They see it. They find out all the pathogens. People are like, well, hold on a second. It's not a controlled study. It's like, well, why haven't you done anything? You know the answer. All right. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Let's take, we should take caller number 9 because a lot of people call. Caller number 9 right now at 239-479-5592. We'll play Drew's College, see what you've got up next. Earn that degree, win, and we love playing each and every day. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along traffic. Here is Therese O'Shea.
Couple of crashes on Lee Boulevard in Lehigh Acres, one at State Road 82 and Lee Boulevard. EMS on scene checking for injuries, and another at Lee Boulevard and Alvin Avenue. So seeing a lot of slowdowns along Lee Boulevard, especially heading westbound right now from Gunnery Road all the way through 82 out of Lehigh. We also have a crash in North Fort Myers at Barrett Road and Pondella Road. Lee County Sheriff's Office on scene saying no injuries, possibly some roadblock out there though. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a cloudier start to the day, expect additional rounds of scattered rain and thunderstorms to develop for this afternoon with temperatures topping off in the middle 80s. Things wind down as we head into tonight, drier for your Friday with some isolated storms and a high of 91 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Kennedy at 3 and drive home with Trey Radel at 5. Now back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Summer deals, Marty.
Oh, what you got on sale there, Marty man?
Everything.
Well, over at Victory Lane Chevrolet, they're overstocked with buybacks.
What's a buyback?
Well, Victory Lane buys back your trade-in no matter how many miles on it. So buyers can just drive to Fowler and Winkler and get more for their trade. And new Chevys for thousands below MSRP.
Thousands for less?
That's right, Marty. Get more for your trade and new Chevys for less at Victory Lane. Bet you can't say that twice.
Hey, I can do it. No problem. Get more for trades and new Chevys for less. More for trades and new Chevys for less. How's that, buddy?
Oh, thanks, Marty. Now your customers know where to go. Your vehicle is worth more than ever before. Cash in now during the big summer buyback event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP, or choose 0% for 72 months. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Offers with group credit. Dealer retains all rebates. Offers cannot be combined. Expires 6/30.
Father's Day is best at Mel's Diner.
We're bringing back good times and great food.
Mel's is rolling out fabulous real deals for Dad on his day. Here's a real Father's Day breakfast eye-opener. A meat lover's omelet with bacon, ham, and sausage with breakfast potatoes and toast, or 2 small pancakes, just $9.99. Chicken waffle and pecans, also $9.99. Mel's Diner puts a new twist on the traditional Bloody Mary. Mel's Salt and Pepper Bacon Bloody Mary, $5.99. Father's Day lunch and dinner shines with a full slab of Mel's award-winning baby back ribs with fries and coleslaw, or Braveheart fresh roasted prime rib with baked potato and Caesar salad, both Mel's real deal values, just $14.99. Plus, Mel's has a gift for Dad on Father's Day, a $5 coupon to be used on his next visit. Call ahead seating for 6 or more, gladly take it. Take out 2. Happy Father's Day from Mel's Diner.
Get Crown on it today. Call 855-CROWN55 or online at crownroofing.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right. Let's go to Rick. Rick's in his car. Is that where you are, Rick? It just says Rick Carr.
Yeah, I'm in Fort Myers.
Okay. All right. So Rick's in his car in Fort Myers. You're driving, not living, right? It's a...
No.
Oh, just asking.
Yeah,
No, it's okay. It's okay. All right. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. Your associate's degree question starts right now. Hey, Rick, who won the GOP nomination for President of the United States in the year 2016?
Oh, that would have been my friend Donald Trump.
He's your friend? Oh, good for you. All right, well, yeah, that's right. You got an associate's degree. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this very question. The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are these 3 words?
We the people.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. What did the Emancipation Proclamation do?
It freed the slaves in the South. Well, in the United States.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. George H.W. Bush was president of the United States in 1990. We also had a vice president back then. Who was that person?
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a great one, Rick.
It's the guy from Indiana.
It's the guy from... What did you say?
Quayle.
That's correct, sir. That's right. Known as the guy from Indiana. All right. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't know if he's from Indiana. I don't know if he's known as the guy from Indiana, but I do know his last name is Quayle. Well, congratulations. Good job there, Rick, in your car. You got a PhD today on Drew's... Oh, okay, he's got to go. That's it. Okay. Thanks, Rick. No. I don't know. That was fast. He's like, okay, I got to go. All right. He's concentrating on his driving. He doesn't want to talk to me. He's got to concentrate. Of course, he was talking to me while he was playing the game. All right. 239-479-5592. I know people want to hear some more audio from yesterday with the Biden-Putin, whatever. It wasn't a summit, I can tell you that. All right, coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
No matter what it's like outside, Trane makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Trane. Visit TraneInfo.com. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local dealer and more. Because it's hard to stop a train.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
He's restarting what President Biden stopped. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Building the wall in Texas has officially begun.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott, a Republican who's called a migrant surge an invasion, says he has $250 million in state funding and is asking for donations to resume construction.
The current administration is refusing to enforce the laws concerning immigration that are on the books passed by the United States Congress.
Though Abbott could face federal challenges to his plan, former President Trump will join the governor at the border later this month. He's among the Republicans critical of President Biden's meeting with Russia's leader. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, I did what I came to do. That from President Biden after meeting face-to-face with Russia's president in Geneva. The president warned President Putin against attacking critical infrastructure, saying the U.S. has significant cyber capabilities.
In fact, they violate these basic norms, we will respond.
Republican Senator Rob Portman told Fox News,
"My hope is that it will not just be strong rhetoric, but actually strong actions."
President Biden also raised the issues of election interference, human rights, freedom of the press, and Russia's military presence on the border of Ukraine. Dave?
Rachel, now that the president's returned, it's back to work on issues like infrastructure amid attempts to find a bipartisan compromise.
What started out as a proposal from 10 senators now has support from 10 Democrats and 10 Republicans.
So I can tell you it's not going to put any burden on the taxpayers. No burden on taxpayers.
West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin is part of the group that met with White House officials here at the Capitol.
Fox's Jared Halpern. This afternoon, the president will sign a bill almost all Democrats and Republicans voted for, creating Juneteenth, the new federal holiday It'll commemorate June 19, 1865, when the last slaves were freed in Texas after the Civil War. America's listening to Fox News.
On Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Couple of crashes on Lee Boulevard in Lehigh Acres, one at State Road 82 in Lee Boulevard, EMS on scene checking for injuries, and another at Lee Boulevard and Alvin Avenue. So seeing a lot of slowdowns along Lee Boulevard, especially heading westbound right now from Gunnery Road all the way through 82 out of Lehigh. We also have a crash in North Fort Myers at Barrett Road and Pondella Road. Lee County Sheriff's Office on scene saying no injuries, possibly some roadblock out there, though. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a cloudier start this morning with a few showers, expect some scattered rain and thunderstorms to develop yet again for this afternoon. Be on the lookout for localized flooding after the heavier rain that we had yesterday. Things finally begin to wind down as we head into tonight. Friday should be drier with just some isolated storms towards the afternoon. Highs because of that will be warmer as we will be back into the lower 90s. The weekend ahead looking drier and hot for Saturday with the high of 93 and isolated storms. Some scattered thunderstorms possible for Father's Day. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency for storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts up to 30%. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
You wouldn't settle for the second best prices, and neither would we. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral are number one for a reason. Number one low prices, number one inventory, and that makes us number one in Florida. Now through Sunday during the number one savings event. Don't miss your chance to shop 500 new, 700 used, and Florida's best certified pre-owned vehicles. Certified 2020 Rogues, $15,788. Certified 2020 Ultimas, $12,988. Certified, both with a 100,000-mile warranty. The other guys don't even come close. Plus, this week only, Sutherland is paying you $8,000 more for your trade-in, and we don't care what type of vehicle it is or where you got it. We'll buy it today. And new Nissan payments as low as $99 a month. Nobody offers more savings, more for your trade, and has more inventory in Southwest Florida. Why settle for second best when the best is Sutherland? Hurry, this event is now through Sunday only. Only at number one Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral by Sunday. Your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much. See dealer for details.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash-out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right. Whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Imagine you're on your way to work and then, bam, your whole life changes. You're injured and now you have to fight for justice. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. All right. Coming up, we'll have some more audio from what wasn't a summit, Biden and Putin, and how somebody's got to give Joe Biden a Declaration of Independence and just put it on those cards. You know the cards that he carries around? Can we just put that on there so he doesn't completely mess it up every single time? I mean, there's got to be something that we can do. Also, the meeting didn't last as long as many people thought. Don't trust the experts. When the experts say it's going to be 5 hours of hardcore, and then it goes, 3 hours or something like that. You pretty much know how behind the scenes. I mean, it's Joe Biden. It's just like, I just want to let everybody. I mean, so it wasn't going to go 5 hours. There's just no way. But we'll talk about that coming up in just a bit. There's other more pressing, important things to discuss at the moment. Congressman Byron Donalds is joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, because it is Thursday. See, the good news is that if I can't remember what day it is, I see that you've called, and then I know what day it is and what time it is. So I always appreciate it. How are you?
Hey, Drew, how you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, real quick, sorry about last week. I know I dropped off the air quick because I had to go do this CNN thing. And
that was
An
awesome.
interesting interview. But my apologies, and, it's good to be on with you. And it's good to talk to everybody back home in Southwest Florida.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. No, it was great. People tuned in to see what it was an eventful moment. I mean, let's be honest. To refresh everybody's memory, for if you don't remember what happened, he had to go quickly because he was getting ready to go on with CNN, and it was a great exchange. It was picked up. It was viral. A lot of people were talking about it, and talking about how the Congressional Black Caucus has no interest in having you there, obviously ideological reasons and the like, and how CNN played it and everything else. So I would encourage you, if you didn't have a chance to see it, or if you've watched it before, watch it again. Watch it a couple of times because it's fun to watch. It was great. All right, let's talk about some other things that are going on. I got to be honest. I got a couple of concerns, not only with obviously the budget, and maybe you can talk a little bit more in detail about that, but I'm hearing grand bargains here, and things are floating around about H.R. 1, and it seems to be out there as well. Are you hearing the same thing? I mean, it seems like just when things are starting to go away and the concerns that many people have about H.R. 1 is For the People Act, that all of a sudden you start to hear some more things bubbling. I mean, what are you hearing about right now?
Well, I mean, look, the problem is that they're now having to try to figure out a deal, quote unquote, because, Joe Manchin's not going to break the filibuster. And also neither is Kristen Sinema out of Arizona. Those two Democrat senators have basically told the Democrats, we're not going to break up the filibuster. We're going to blow it up. And so they have to go back to square one and figure out if there's a piece of what they can get versus the whole thing. But look, at the end of the day, the problem is without breaking the filibuster, they got to get 10 Republican senators to sign on. Now, we got some Republican senators, a handful, like 4 to 6, that are always willing to cut deals. They think that's their job. But I just don't see how they're going to get 60 votes in the Senate for anything even close to what H.R. 1 is. That's where we are right now. So Obviously, they're always trying to negotiate something in the Senate, but I just don't see where 60 votes are coming from to support it.
Yeah. Also, the concerns that many people have about fiscal responsibility in Washington, D.C. I don't even know if there's any truth to any of that. Like, is there any fiscal responsibility in Washington, D.C.? It doesn't exist. As a matter of fact, if you start to talk about fiscal responsibility in Washington, D.C., people say don't talk about it. It doesn't exist. And some might say on either side, there are some that say don't discuss it. I like talking about it. I believe that we need to be responsible. I think when it comes to fiscal year 22 and the budgets that we're looking at right now, I am really, really, really concerned. And I know you've talked about it, and you are. What's the latest on that right now?
Well, I mean, look, right now the Democrats are trying to deem like a $1.5 trillion in spending. If and I forget the bill that it's tied to, but I think we're voting on that today, and it's like it deems that something is in. That's just a joke. Doesn't make any sense at all. They got a real problem, and their real problem is this: is that the progressive Democrats have really kind of pissed off Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, and so they don't want to play ball. Which, as a conservative member up here on Capitol Hill, I'm just got my popcorn. I'm just kind of watching it, and I'm happy because they're doing a lot of the heavy lift for us, meaning the progressive Democrats, because if they're going to have this internal fight in their party, it makes it easier for us to try to at least stop a lot of the things that they want to see happen. But when it comes to spending, make no mistake about it, what they want to do is blow out the spending into as much special interest groups that are possible. And Drew, still remember, there's still about $1.5 trillion left unspent that has been appropriated due to coronavirus. Wow. Yes, I know that thing that's kind of in the past.
Yeah.
But that thing that the money is still appropriated. They haven't spent the money yet because you can't spend that much money that fast, but it's coming because they're not going to give the money back.
Right.
And it's even with this thing with infrastructure, like Joe Biden cut off talks with Shelley Moore Capital out of West Virginia. And I don't know why she was negotiating with Biden, but again, like I said, we got senators who feel it's their duty to negotiate all the time. They cut off talks because she wanted to repurpose appropriated funds that had not been spent, and Joe Biden was like, no, we should be spending new money on these things. And so those talks fell down. So if it fell apart. So if those talks fall apart, then what are you negotiating? There's nothing to negotiate at the point.
Right. Yeah, and I know that, when we look at I can't say how many times I talk to people about this, and again, fiscal responsibility and what we're up against. We see inflation, we feel everything that's going on, and the things that we need to do, and we saw all of this coming, and some of the horrible economic policies that put us in these positions, and I just wonder how many people. I'll just say it, and because I know you're honest about all this stuff. How many people are really willing to roll up their sleeves and do the hard work? To do the hard work when it comes to the real numbers that are out there, Congressman?
Honestly, not many. I mean, I sit on budget committee. There was an internal conversation about Social Security and Medicare. And listen, Drew, I get it. Social Security and Medicare are the third rail in politics. The talk up here and with a lot of political consultants is you can't talk about it. Even Republican voters don't like when you talk about it. The reality is that the programs go insolvent anywhere over the next 5 to 10 years. Somewhere in there, the programs go insolvent. If we don't reform the programs, the Democrats are just going to blow through the automatic spending cuts, and they're not going to reform the program. It will make the way we're adding to the deficit now look like nothing.
Yeah.
Because when the programs go into that expedited spending pattern, with no ability to actually pay for it, meaning through payroll taxes that come out of everybody's paycheck, the programs are just going to balloon the national debt. We have to reform them. It is the responsible thing to do. But it's hard to get members up here to discuss it because, to be frank, Drew, they don't either, A, know how to really explain what needs to be done to the people back home and to voters overall. And the other part is that the media, I mean, they're just so awful. They're trash. They use it as a political ploy, like, oh, look, see, the Republicans want to reform your Social Security. These guys want to throw grandma off the cliff. They can't be trusted.
Right.
That kind of crap. I mean, that's what goes on up here.
Right.
So it's really tough to talk about fiscal responsibility.
Yeah.
Because you people who are, frankly, scared of their own shadow when you actually have to, spend appropriately and rein in your debt.
Right, do something. The leadership. Everybody's screaming about leadership. That's leadership. Is to articulate to the American people what's going on and be willing to make the tough decisions, knowing on the other end of it is something good. That's what always drives me crazy. It's like these decisions, they're tough decisions. Well, guess what? On the other side of it, good things will come about. It's not like you're doing these tough things and you're going to make it a disaster on the other side of it. There's a positive on the other side of it. That is part of my frustration. The other thing I wanted to ask, Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Oh, wait, this just in.
Breaking news.
A bombshell. 85 days now since Kamala Harris said or has not been at the border, the southern border. I'm just throwing that out there. I think I might do numbers every day. But then again, it gets kind of old because nobody expects her to show up, and we all know why that is. But I heard some of the numbers this week, the outrageous numbers along our southern border. And I know how you've been there. I know how you've talked about it. And maybe some of those numbers you can discuss and still your concerns about what's happening there.
Listen, it's an awful situation. Right now you have Homeland Security is going to be pulling up some of the surveillance technology. Remember when Nancy Pelosi was like, we don't need a wall. We just need to have technology to surveil the border. Yeah, well, Homeland Security is pulling up some of the technology that surveils the border because they say it costs too much. Imagine that coming out of this administration.
Right.
So they're pulling that up. Border Patrol is overwhelmed. The numbers are getting worse by the week. Kamala Harris's cute little speech about don't come to the border. It's not open. Yeah, nobody even heard it and nobody cares. The only people that heard it were people in the echo chamber of big media. They heard it, but nobody else on the ground heard it or paid attention, because the enforcement measures have not changed. And if the enforcement measures do not change, the cartels and the coyotes are just going to continue to make billions of dollars trafficking people into the United States. I mean, this is not hard. And so the thing that's frustrating is everybody wants to get into this nuance. Oh, well, look at this mom. She wants a better life for her family. And I respect that. I totally do. I understand why, because her country is not a good country. It's mostly corrupt. The aid that gets sent from all over the world actually never gets to the people. Mm-hmm. And it's a terrible situation. But we have laws, and we have a nation that we have to protect. It is one of the actual duties of this government and one of the actual duties of the president of the United States, and he's derelict in his duty. That's just what it is. Oh, so by the way, I will tell you, I know the news is kind of coming out now that President Trump is going down to the border.
Yep.
So I was actually with him last Thursday in Bedminster. And so when this whole thing about the president going down to the border, I was at the table when this was discussed. So trying to make sure it works out that I get to go when he goes.
Oh, great.
I think it'll be fun. What do you think?
I know it's going to be fun. Here's my only worry. I worry that the reason why Kamala Harris is not going is because she knows that a media is going to have to follow, and then they're going to have to see all the things that they don't want to show the administration. That I'm worried that if you all go to the border, the president's going to be, I think June 30th was the date. We talked to Liz Harrington yesterday about that, but he goes and you go. I just hope that the cameras follow and go where he goes, and I hope that they'll be there to show and report on everything that's going on. But there's no doubt it's going to be fun, interesting. It's going to be great. So looking forward to that. And I know you are as well, of course.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, if he goes, obviously all the cameras will be following because the media, as much as they say they don't like him, they can't get enough.
Yeah.
Every other word off their lips is about Donald Trump. They can't get enough of him.
It's true.
He knows that. They know that. They need him for ratings. So yeah, it'll be big. But Drew, one last thing about the border stuff I want to tell you is myself and a lot of the Republicans on the Oversight Committee, we penned a letter asking the administration about how much money they're spending basically transporting people across the United States, illegal immigrants, because they're buying plane tickets, they're putting them on buses, they're releasing them into the interior of the country at a record rate. We're asking them how much they're spending on tent facilities with contractors to house unaccompanied children who are illegal immigrants coming across the border, because there are tent facilities all over the southern United States along the border regions. And we're asking them how much they spent on hotel facilities.
Right.
Because they have contracted with hotels all over the country to house toddler age unaccompanied children. This is what they're doing right now. That's why you're not getting the pictures of the holding facilities at the Border Patrol stations being overwhelmed with young kids, is because they've dispersed them all across the United States. So we're trying to get that information too, because I think that's just as important to see what HHS is doing with respect to illegal immigration, because Border Patrol has largely turned into a medical triage unit.
Yeah.
They're just checking health status, and they're turning people loose into the United States.
Wow. Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, as he does each and every Thursday, and we do appreciate it. All right, my friend. We'll see you soon. All the best.
All right. See you, Drew.
Okay. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. And coming up, top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35, and more next. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to, because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support, and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store, and I looked at my husband and burst into tears, because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Who will help you get there? You've spent years working, taking care of your kids, saving money, and now you're nearing retirement. Or maybe you're already retired. Now it's your turn. You get to decide where to go next. Will your retirement include travel? Do you have a guide to help you get there? Bob Grace has helped hundreds of families create their retirement roadmap. Don't let financial limitations take you off course in retirement. Bob wants you to have the retirement you've worked so hard for. Come in and meet with Bob and his team. They'll help you create a retirement roadmap that's tailored to your lifestyle and long-term financial goals. Call today at 239-249-8888 and schedule a visit. 239-249-8888. Or visit retirewithgrace.com. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America. NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. We've got top 5 audio clips coming up in just a second. All right, this is new. I don't know if you heard about this. Victoria's Secret is finally saying goodbye to the Angels. Are you big on the Victoria's Secret Angels? They're going to be replaced with a new group of women icons, including soccer star Megan Rapinoe, and also a transgender individual as well, in what the brand is calling the VS Collective. It's the start of a major overhaul that's going to be happening. So it's a new group of icons. Megan Rapinoe, the soccer star, and transgender individuals. Has that been Victoria's Secret the whole time? Was that the secret that? I always ask, like, what is Victoria's Secret? Is that? Am I missing something? Our top 5 audio clips coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Summer deals, Marty.
Oh, what you got on sale there, Marty man?
Everything.
Well, over at Victory Lane Chevrolet, they're overstocked with buybacks.
What's a buyback?
Well, Victory Lane buys back your trade-in no matter how many miles on it. So buyers can just drive to Fowler and Winkler and get more for their trade. And new Chevys for thousands below MSRP.
Thousands for less?
That's right, Marty. Get more for your trade and new Chevys for less at Victory Lane. Bet you can't say that twice.
Hey, I can do it. No problem. Get more for trades and new Chevys for less. More for trades and new Chevys for less. How's that, buddy?
Oh, thanks, Marty. Now your customers know where to go. Your vehicle is worth more than ever before. Cash in now during the big summer buyback event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP, or choose 0% for 72 months. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Offers with group credit. Dealer retains all rebates. Offers cannot be combined. Expire 6/30.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash-out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Some liberal Democrats may oppose it, but a compromise plan on infrastructure spending is gaining support in the Senate.
A bipartisan group of 21 senators has come up with a framework for an infrastructure plan, nearly $1 trillion with $580 million in new spending. The blueprint calls for $110 billion for roads and bridges, $66 billion for railroads, $25 billion for airports, and $15 billion on electric vehicle charging stations. President Biden will be updated on the new proposal today.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. There's a plan for the state of Texas to build its own wall on the Mexican border.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott said
Texas will build a border wall in our state to help secure our border.
He says they will put a $250 million down payment in state money toward this effort, and that they're hoping to use private land that citizens offer to donate to the project.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Couple of crashes on Lee Boulevard and Lehigh Acres, one at State Road 82 and Lee Boulevard. EMS on scene checking for injuries, and another at Lee Boulevard and Alvin Avenue. So seeing a lot of slowdowns along Lee Boulevard, especially heading westbound right now from Gunnery Road all the way through 82 out of Lehigh. We also have a crash in North Fort Myers at Barrett Road and Pondella Road. Lee County Sheriff's Office on scene saying no injuries, possibly some roadblock out there though. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a cloudier start this morning with a few showers, expect some scattered rain and thunderstorms to develop yet again for this afternoon. Be on the lookout for localized flooding after the heavier rain that we had yesterday. Things finally begin to wind down as we head into tonight. Friday should be drier with just some isolated storms towards the afternoon. Highs because of that will be warmer as we will be back into the lower 90s. The weekend ahead looking drier and hot for Saturday with the high of 93 and isolated storms. Some scattered thunderstorms possible for Father's Day. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Because it's my vision, I take the most studied eye vitamin brand.
Because it's my vision, I take the eye vitamin brand backed by 20 years of research.
Because it's my vision, I take PreserVision.
Age-related macular degeneration is the leading cause of vision loss in adults over 60. That's why the National Eye Institute did 20 years of clinical studies on the formula that's found in PreserVision. From the eye experts at Bausch & Lomb, PreserVision AREDS 2 formula eye vitamins contain the exact nutrient formula recommended by the National Eye Institute to help reduce the risk of moderate to advanced AMD progression.
Because it's my vision, I made a plan with my doctor that includes PreserVision. Find PreserVision in the vitamin aisle. Available at Walmart.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Rock Solid wants to know, Barb, what's the best thing about your new countertops? Unbeatable price, quick and easy installation?
The price and installation was great, but the best thing about my new kitchen countertops from Rock Solid is every time I look at them, it makes my heart smile.
Joyce from Marco, what's the best thing about your new countertops from Rock Solid? The smooth sales process or the tremendous selection of stone?
For me, those things are really important, but the best thing is whenever I see my new countertops, it makes my heart smile.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Just your smile.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com. That is the website. If you want to go there to watch, we do appreciate it. Don't forget, Steele has 3 E's, yes. And also, a reminder, of course, you can go to Facebook for the time being at Drew Steele Radio. You ready to go? Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
The idea is we hold these truths self-evident that all men and women, we haven't lived up to it completely, but we've always widened the arc.
Okay. Can somebody make that arc make its way to his podium and give him a Declaration of Independence so he could actually say it correctly? There he is once again yesterday at the presser, the after, he said presser between the president and Vladimir Putin. He had a moment after Putin to make some comments. We'll get to some more of that coming up, but they're trying to do it again. Just please, somebody help him out.
Number 4.
I'll take your questions, and as usual, folks, they gave me a list of the people I'm going to call on. So, Jonathan, Associated Press.
Very good. All right, so good to know that there is a list of people that he'll choose so that he'll know who to pick to get the questions just the right way, that'll be asked just the right way, and be prepared for that on the cards and everything. But it's almost like what they do with the Russian press, right? When they get the chance to ask the Russian President Putin their question. That is nice. You get to ask a question, although there it might be a little different if the question doesn't go the way you. Okay, moving on.
Number 3.
Well, I guess the overall is we didn't get anything. We gave a very big stage to Russia, and we got nothing. We gave up something that was unbelievably valuable. I stopped the pipeline, Nord Stream, and that pipeline was stopped, and it was given back, and nothing was gotten for it.
A very, very important point made by the former president of the United States on Hannity's program yesterday, Donald Trump, who said exactly what a lot of people are thinking. A world stage for Vladimir Putin to use as propaganda. And that's exactly what happened. And given that stage, and how did it go for us, and how did it go for Joe Biden?
Number 2.
This is a disaster, and it is an emergency for people like Texas and Arizona. They asked all governors to be able to send support. Florida's the first one to answer the call. We're going to have personnel from our state law enforcement agencies, and then we have a number of our sheriff's departments who raised their hand. They want to be part of it as well.
Part of what? Well, part of making their way to the southern border. That is the governor of the great state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, yesterday on Laura Ingram's program, letting everybody know that the state's going to send law enforcement personnel to Texas and Arizona to aid authorities that are responding to a surge, a record surge in people crossing the southern border, making our way there and helping out.
Number 1.
Why are you so confident he'll change his behavior, Mr. President?
Yeah, I'm not confident in changing behavior. What do you do all the time? So when did I say I was confident?
You said in the next 6 months you'll be able to determine.
What I said was, let's get it straight. I said what will change their behavior.
Whoa. All right. So there was a tense moment right there where the president of the United States was questioned by Caitlin Collins of CNN and asking why he would think that this is a diplomatic success and confronted by numerous reporters on things and pushing back and saying, "That's not what I said. What are you talking about? What do you, that's not what I'm not confident he's going to change his, and just, what do you do all the time? When did I say that? The only thing he didn't say was lion, dog-faced pony soldier, right? Maybe that was coming next. I don't know. It's
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Yeah, a little tense there with the president of the United States. Look, a lot of audio has been played of things that the president had to say about the meeting yesterday. Summit. Was it really a summit? It was a meeting. Not a lot accomplished. What did you think? We were going to break new ground? I'm not going to play a lot of Vladimir Putin in the audio because it's all propaganda and not answering questions. But there were some things that people had a chance to take away from the conversation that were very important, and one of them is this. When the president decides to let everybody know that he gave Russian President Vladimir Putin a list of 16 critical infrastructure entities, quote unquote, that must be off limits to cyber attacks and hinted at major retaliation from the U.S. should Russia allow continued malign activity in the sphere. I got questions. Washington Examiner reporting on this. Does that seem strange to you that somebody that you describe as a killer or somebody you describe as a worthy adversary or however you want to put it, is that what you want to do? Do you want to let not only Putin but everybody else know that these are the places, the do not attack list, our most vulnerable infrastructures? It's like a list of, it's like telling everybody and telegraphing the things that we're most worried about. Who does that? Why would you do that? The second thing is, doesn't that pretty much say, hey, nothing else is off limits? These are the biggies. The other stuff, yeah, okay. So you got the list that's going to get out there where there's going to be other people who are going to say, all right, you've got the issue of letting people know about those, and then what about everything else? Shouldn't everything be off limits as far as cyber attacks go? You got Vladimir Putin. I don't have to play the audio, but give any more time to Vladimir Putin. But trust me when I tell you that, let me play one little portion of it because it's important. It's the one thing that I played this morning earlier where Jake was like shaking his head like, you got to be kidding me. All right, here you go. Listen, talking about cyber attacks, right? Cybersecurity, and talking with the president, and here's what he says.
As for cybersecurity, we agreed that we would begin consultations in this respect. I believe it is extremely important. As for responsibilities and who should take them, let me brief you on matters that are common knowledge, but probably not everybody is aware of that. U.S. sources, I don't want to make a mistake here as to the name of this organization, but the U.S. sources claim that the majority of cyber attacks are made from the U.S. territory.
There you go.
Cyber attacks are made from the U.S. territory.
So again, you listen to Putin and you hear him say, I don't want to say anything, but U.S. organizations have said that the majority have come from the United States, these cyber attacks. And put aside for a second anything that Putin would say, whether there's some truth to it, whether there's some validity, whether you can back it up or not. That's not the question. The question becomes, you give Vladimir Putin a stage, an open platform for him to use propaganda, to use things that, well, you might say that the KGB would do, knowing that there are going to be reporters getting there early to get in front to be able to question Joe Biden as he steps up to a microphone, and having Russian services be there, the security forces, to kind of push them and muscle them out of the way and kind of make a ruckus, and kind of almost like intimidating, like they do. Like it's been documented that this is the tactics that they use, and giving that platform. And then ultimately you have a globe that hears this, that listens to this, a world that constantly hears about how awful we are as a country, how awful Republicans are, how awful the conservatives are, how awful our founders were, how racist and obias across the board when it comes to our founding. They're hearing this at airports and all different places across the globe. And then he comes along and says, well, whatever he's going to say, knowing full well that there are going to be people across the globe that go, not everybody is on our side. And that in order for anything, I mean, it's just common sense, right? I'm not saying I'm the most brilliant person in the world, far from it. I'm just using common sense. You're not going to have real substantive things happen, change happen, unless you've got a global consensus. That's the only way you're going to be able to make things happen. Or you're going to have to go at it alone and really be willing to do the tough things and back it up with actions. You know, if you're making threats that we're going to stop you from doing something, pick a country. The best way to get things done is to have a world consensus. And the problem is that when you have a Nord Stream 2 pipeline that is going to feed energy to Germany that goes there to Europe, and you're giving Vladimir Putin and Russia the opportunity to do just that by removing sanctions, what a gift, while shutting down a Keystone XL pipeline. I know you've heard all this, but the point is that you're going to have countries that are going to look and go, yeah, you know, I need this oil. I'm not really sure I want to be part of what you're saying and break up this relationship. So it's going to be tough to do that. But that's just the reality. That's out there. So, all right, 239-479-5592. Yeah, let's take a break right now. Okay. We'll have time to come back. Maybe you've got some calls, some things you want to talk about. 239-479-5592. We'll open up the phone lines. All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Be back in just a minute. Before we do, let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up with Wing News meteorologist Casey Sherman.
After a cloudier start to the day, expect additional rounds of scattered rain and thunderstorms develop for this afternoon, with temperatures topping off in the middle 80s. Things wind down as we head into tonight, drier for your Friday with some isolated storms and a high of 91 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety. From generators to surge protectors, Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Summer deals, Marty.
Oh, what you got on sale there, Marty man?
Everything.
Well, you know, over at Victory Lane Chevrolet, they're overstocked with buybacks.
What's a buyback?
Well, Victory Lane buys back your trade-in no matter how many miles on it. So buyers can just drive to Fowler and Winkler and get more for their trade. And new Chevys for thousands below MSRP.
Thousands for less?
That's right, Marty. Get more for your trade and new Chevys for less at Victory Lane. Bet you can't say that twice.
Hey, I can do it. No problem. Get more for trades and new Chevys for less. More for trades and new Chevys for less. How's that, buddy?
Oh, thanks, Marty. Now your customers know where to go. Your vehicle is worth more than ever before. Cash in now during the big summer buyback event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP, or choose 0% for 72 months. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Offers with approved credit. Dealer retains all rebates. Offers cannot be combined. Expire 6/30.
Embrace paradise at the Boathouse on Naples Bay, overlooking the glistening waters as the yachts, dolphins, and clouds go by. You're invited to join them, either by car or tie your boat to one of the docks and experience the newly remodeled, expansive waterfront Lido deck. To make your experience even more enjoyable, the Boathouse on Naples Bay has installed the best cooling misters, fans, and state-of-the-art mosquito control systems. Visit boathouseonnaplesbay.com for more information.
With kids out of school, friends and barbecues, and all the pool, boat, and beach days, it all makes for a good summer mess. something Closet Factory has been solving home by home for decades, building completely custom garage wall organizers and summer sport and sand rooms and more, so you and the family can have all the fun that summer holds without tracking it into your home. To check out how fun a more streamlined summer can be, call or visit closetfactory.com. Summertime fun. That's how we build it.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592. I can't even make this stuff up. I wouldn't even want to make this up. Maybe I'll just read this and let you decide whether or not this is serious. Okay. So, again, I brought this up a little earlier in passing, and so maybe I'll just leave this with you. This is a thought. So, Tom Elliott from Grabian retweeted out a tweet from a Chinese government official who said just a couple of hours ago, origin tracing is about rigorous scientific research, not far-fetched connections. Professor Luc Montagnier was awarded the Nobel Prize for discovery of HIV. Mr. Louis Pasteur was honored for finding of microbes. The Wuhan Institute of Virology deserves a Nobel Prize, not criticism, for its study of COVID-19. Are you suggesting that you should get the Nobel Prize? The Wuhan Institute of Virology, where more and more people are starting to realize that maybe this is where everything started. You kind of created it in a lab. That you deserve a Nobel Prize. Does the word it says Nobel Prize, not Nobel Peace Prize, because there wasn't a whole lot of peace coming. I don't even know what to say about that. Except, anyone going to go along with that? Or all right. Listen, tomorrow, there's a lot of stories I didn't get to today that we're going to talk about tomorrow. Crime is a big issue, everybody, and crime is going to be a big political issue, especially when you're considering what is happening with crime, what some are doing to dismiss the crime that is out there. You probably watched the viral video out of San Francisco, somebody on a bicycle with a big garbage bag. Did you see that video? Going to a Walgreens, filling up this black garbage bag filled with stuff off the shelf on a bike, while the security guy and somebody were videotaping this guy and let him basically just leave because of the new laws that are out there about, how much you would get arrested for. I mean, shoplifting, less than $1,000. And, this idea that if you allow these small little crimes to fester, they become big crimes. It's the little things you have to stop in order to make sure that the big things don't happen. So we're going to get into more detail on that.
Kind of like when they were going to the bathroom in the street.
In San Francisco? Oh, that's still happening.
That still happens?
Oh, the fires. There's all kinds of fires because of these homeless encampments that are going on in the areas of San Francisco and L.A. All kinds of fires and stuff because, it's like a tinderbox over there. And certain individuals just don't care about those kind of things. They just, toss out whatever, wherever. But we're going to get into that and how crime is an issue, and it's a political issue, everybody. And you hate to say it's a winning political issue, but it's a winning political issue in that people are concerned about crime creeping up in their communities across the state and across the country. So we're going to get to that. Also, I never got the opportunity to talk about food injustice and how your apple pie is not as American as you think. It's food injustice. tomorrow. Wait till I break this down. It's as the kids like to say, crazy. Or maybe that's just my kid. Or maybe that's just me. And he never said it before until I did it. And now he does it. And now he stopped doing it because his friends told him it's silly. Stop doing that. I just keep doing it. And then there's one more story that I'm going to touch on tomorrow. And it's almost hard to believe. Did this happen? Is this happening right now? A GOP candidate in one of Florida's most competitive congressional seats. A secret recording was found threatening this GOP candidate, sending Russian and Ukraine hit squads after her to make her disappear. In the seat vacated by Representative Charlie Crist, she'll be running for this is Anna Paulina Luna. It's a crazy story. We'll talk about that more tomorrow.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America.
NCH Heart Institute, at the heart